Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Hangar Control update. Today we are going to be talking about a very massive changelog, but more importantly we're going to be focusing on the Stream Deck. With the latest release of the Stream Deck XL Plus, we are getting Hangar Control ready to basically be able to do anything you want it to do with the Stream Deck. This includes both DCS World and Microsoft Flight Simulator, as well as more game support being on the way and anything with a keyboard being an option right now. So stick around because I'm going to show you guys all the really cool tricks that have been added to the Stream Deck. One app designed to do it all. Hangar Control brings everything together. Control bindings, hardware configuration, mod and profile management, application launching, add-ons, config files, and more, all managed from a single application. Mods Hangar goes beyond just mods and add-ons. It manages profiles, config files, text files, backups, snapshots, and helps keep your community folders clean and organized. Application Hangar launches your entire SIM stack with a single click. Your Stream Decks are fully controlled through the Hangar Control plugin, while all of your other Stream Deck plugins remain active and available. Built by a simmer for simmers, Hangar Control adds new features and hardware support every week based on community feedback. It's a one-time purchase with lifetime updates, no subscriptions. You can try it for free for 5 days with no restrictions at overkillsimulations.com. Just create an account, head to your account page, download the latest version, and get started. And if you're looking for in-depth Microsoft Flight Simulator aircraft tutorials, check out my Patreon site. Links to Hangar Control and Patreon are down in the description below. Alright, so before we get into some of the game functions, first off, as always guys, if you are interested in trying out Hangar Control, go to overkillsimulations.com. Be sure to create an account first, whether you're going to purchase or whether you want the free trial. You still want to create the account first. Just a real quick address, guys. I am working on getting PayPal set up. That is something that's going to take some time. It is not yet an option, so that's been coming up a bit, so I wanted to address that real quick. Anyways, if you want the 5-day free trial, create the account, log in, hit the red account button in the top right, hit the red download Hangar Control button, download the software. If you want to go through the purchase process, you still need to log in first, otherwise you will get an error at checkout. All right, let's get rolling. So as you guys can see, we have an alert that there is an update to the Stream Deck plugin, so let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go down to settings. We're going to find our Stream Deck plugin. There it is, and we're just going to click, oh, nope, actually, well, I mean, that's for the DCS World. There we go, that's what we want, Stream Deck. That'll fire that up, and then now let's move on over to the other side here. Oh, look, it's OBS, oh no, what are we going to do? There we go. Okay, and that should work. Now let's go ahead and hit install. There we go, the plugin has been updated, and let's talk about a few things. I'm going to get rid of all these so you guys can see them firsthand. Okay, so now with it all done, let's first talk about the new page chime. There it was. Hopefully you guys heard that. So let's go ahead and clear that. And I want to show you guys what that's like. So we're going to click on a button and you can see page sound. So you can drag page sound up. Now, the cool thing about page sound is you also have the same options with the press action. So you can do a sim connect event, you can do a keyboard shortcut. I will be adding DCS to this. This is a newly implemented thing. So DCS is not currently supported for just this piece, just the page sound as far as binding a button to it, okay? But you can change the frequency, the duration, the gap, the number of tones based on what you want. You can enable it and disable it. And so for example, or so hopefully you guys heard that nice and easily, but that is an option that somebody had mentioned, and the idea behind this is so that way if you are, for example, in virtual reality, you can have an identifier of what page you are currently on. If you're navigating the different pages, you can simply change your page button, and if you have that tone set up somewhere, it will alert you to what page you are on. So hopefully that is a request that you guys are happy about. Again, that was a feature request by one of you guys, and we went ahead and implemented that. Let's go back to page 1, and let's talk about the next piece. The next piece that I want to talk about is HC window toggle. So if we bring that up here, we don't have an icon for that yet. Again, this is a new development for this week, but we can just simply do toggle. Oh, we don't want that. HC. And let's bring the font size down just a hair. This is just the standard. There we go. And so now, if we bring this up over here, I'm going to go ahead and press that button on the Stream Deck. Adios. Hello. Okay, so you now have the ability to minimize and also bring forth the Hangar Control software directly from the Stream Deck. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of it for right now. The next one that came, that was another request. Actually, all of these are requests, by the way. Another one that we added was the ability to start and stop the service. For those who are unfamiliar, Hangar Control has a service gate. So while this service here is stopped, none of your bindings, none of your controls, anything that you bind inside of Hangar Control will have zero action until that service started. So for example, even if I bind a button to master battery on my Bravo throttle quadrant, and in Microsoft Flight Simulator, if that service is not started and I press that master battery button, nothing is going to happen. We have to start the service in order for that action to take place. Okay, so, and that was by design, by the way. It's so that way we don't inadvertently send commands to Windows or at times that we don't want it to. So we're going to get rid of that for a second, and we're going to find the service toggle. And there it is right there, HC service toggle. So we're going to grab that guy and just do the same thing. HC service toggle. Again, let's bring that font down. There we go. And we could even do this. Make that a little bit easier. There we are. Bring that back up a little bit. Nice. That looks real good, actually. And so now, let's first press our toggle HC button. And then now let's toggle the service. Give it a second, and we should see it. There you go. Now switch is on. So we're now ready to fly. We're ready to do damage. We're ready to do whatever we're doing. And if I want to stop the service, I simply press that button again. The service is stopped. Okay, so the next pieces are a bit more fun. Okay, this is where we start getting into the bindings. So first off, DCS World is now, this is its initial release, but it is now supported through Hangar Control in the Stream Deck plugin. So let's talk about what we can do first. So we're going to click on a button, and first we have DCS command. All right, now to do this next part, we're going to need obviously DCS up and running, so give me a second, let me get it up on the screen. All right, so for our DCS command, we're going to go to select aircraft, just like we normally would. That's still a requirement because of the way DCS works. F-18C Hornet. We're now going to browse for a command, and let's just do the battery for this one because I can demonstrate everything that I need to show you. So for a push button, something like that's on the Stream Deck, since the Stream Deck doesn't have any kind of toggle switch, you're always going to be using some sort of toggle mode, on, off, whatever it may be. So again, I want to remind everyone this is the initial release. There is more features, or are more features coming, so be aware of that. But to show you, we're going to hit select. Now, it's important to notice we are at momentary. Pay attention to this part or it's going to drive you nuts when you go to do this. All right, we're going to come up here, and for right now, oh, here we go. Let's do master battery. And let's also put it up in the window. Again, right now, this is what we've got to work with for the moment, but that will be changing. Master battery. And again, let's kick that size down a little bit. That'll work. And so now, if I push it, watch the battery switch in DCS. So pushing it, but when I let go, it's going to come back up. Okay, it's set in a momentary pulse, which means it will send both the initiate and the release. So this will be great for things like your MFD buttons, anything that you do not want to stay in the position when you are done pressing the button. Now, for items that you do need it to stay in the position, you're going to come back in here to the config, and you're going to go to toggle press. Pay attention to the values. First press will initiate 1, second press will initiate 0. Okay, for 95% of switches, this is what you're going to be. But for example, if you are dealing with something like a 3-position switch, you may have positions 1, 2, and 0, or, going on. But now, for example, if we press it again, I'm going to press and release it here. Okay, my fingers are off it, and if I press it again, there we go. So that's how you will use the toggle option, okay? Again, I want to stress that this is the initial release. There is far more coming to this. We're going to have sequences, steps, long press, short press, just like we do with everything else. It is coming. Just I wanted to get something out that you guys could enjoy now and see the concept as we start to move forward. The final piece will be the encoder. So let's go ahead and look at the encoder. Same kind of principle. So we're going to drop our encoder control onto this. Now for this, we're going to go back into DCS for a second. And let's find, there we go, the formation light. That'll work. Okay. And so again, normally we would see the SimVar, but now you also have DCS commands. I don't play with the axis yet. This is untested. The code is there, but it is untested. I want you to be aware of that. So we're going to go to counterclockwise and clockwise, select aircraft, just like we did before. Select our F-18C Hornet. And here, I'm going to look for something like, let's do formation. Yep, there we go. So we have counterclockwise on that one. And again, do the counterclockwise. I think I said counterclockwise on the top one. I didn't mean to. You guys know what I meant. But now, if we test it, there you go. That's both on, off. This actually works really, really nice. I was really impressed at how well this came out with the encoders, because you can really fine tune these lights. And you guys, if anybody knows that you've ever tried to bind these to a button, it's a real pain in the butt. And normally you get big, huge jolts, but you can really just tick it down if you want, or you can give it a good rip. So awesome stuff. And of course you have the push button, the press actions, right? And so these, you even have the touchpad as an optional action. Now I don't think, oh no, we did. Yes, we did. Okay, cool. So it automatically knows all this stuff is here. And again, all of that same kind of feature will be coming to the button press. We obviously dealt with the encoders first. That was the hardest part. But once we got that working, everything was grand. So, pretty cool features that have come. There's a ton more in this release, guys. Here is the changelog for 1.2 or 20.06, guys. This is all 2020 or 06. There's a lot that has changed in this changelog. It has been a very busy week here, and we obviously have much more coming. But I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys are excited about this. This should be out, if not at the time of this video, very shortly after. Of course, if you guys run into any issues, be sure to please join the Discord. The Discord is by far the best way to get a hold of me. It's the best way to get help. It's the best way to report bugs and issues, and I address them rather quickly. If they are critical ones, I push out a hotfix that night, or as soon as I have, the resolution. And anything else, I'm trying to do every Friday for a release, if not Fridays and Saturday mornings. Okay. Anyway, as always, guys, stay safe and healthy. Thanks for the love and support, and I'll see you in the next one.